Hello, everybody. How are you? It's yet another beautiful day. I'm broadcasting live from Atlanta, and today I have another very important guest. If you can hear me, please type, I can hear you. I just want to be sure that I am not speaking to myself. Please, if you can hear me, just type, I can hear you. Thank you. So while we wait for people to join, Beth, I want you to like and share this broadcast. You can share it on your screen, on your page. If there's anyone out there who can hear me, please type, I can hear you. We just want to be sure we're not talking to ourselves, although we are used to talking to ourselves now. Right. Okay. So welcome everybody to another episode of the Morale Booster with John Ughulu. The Morale Booster is a platform for entrepreneurs, career professionals, leaders, and the general public to give back to the society through coaching and mentoring. Experience, they say, is the best teacher. Now, this program is sponsored by Mainseed Consulting Group, the organizers of the Mainseed Mastermind Summit. For those who are interested in becoming public speakers, Mainseed Mastermind Summit is a good platform for you to get started. You can reach out to us. So for bookings, adverts, and sponsorship inquiries, please send an email to john@mainseedconsulting.com. We would have the email address displayed on the screen throughout the program. Now, if you can hear me, please type, I can hear you. Okay, yes, I see people typing already. Thank you so much. So before I introduce our guest for today, I want you to please remember to like and share this video, because you might just be saving the life of that one person who has been waiting for a lifetime to hear this message. And now, if you are watching this broadcast live from the Morale Booster Facebook group, the share button will not be active for you. So all you need to do in that case where the share button is not activated is to invite all your contacts to the group, and they will be able to watch the broadcast. So ladies and gentlemen, this is our 71st episode, and today's guest is Beth Ann Edwards. So I'm going to give you a brief summary. I'm going to give you a summary of her bio so you can know who the guest is, so you can have an insight of who she is. Now, when Beth was a kid, people would ask her what she wanted to do when she grew up. And her simple childlike answer was that she wasn't sure how, only that she just wants to help people. That's awesome. And one of the biggest ways she survived personal challenges throughout the years was through perseverance, tenacity, staying powerful, letting go and allowing God to have his way, and encouraging others. Her love for God and living in the service to God and others, and having it in her heart to contribute to the world and make it a better place, led her to being an entrepreneur and heart-centered life coach. Then in 1998, she helped build a web designing business and found her strength in being a coach. Being determined to go to college while enduring major situational health challenges brought on by stress from going through a traumatic divorce, she was determined to go to college and was able to achieve what? Oh my God, a 4.0 GPA. Throughout many years of living in survival mode and losing 150 pounds, She discovered her superpower. That's right. Through turning her pain into passion and discovered her purpose. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen from all over the world, I want you all to join me as I welcome today's guest to the show. Her name is Beth Ann Edwards. Beth, thank you for joining me on the program.
Thank you so much. I'm so humbled, blessed, and honored to be here as your guest. Thank you so much again.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Wow. When I went through your bio, I realized that you are not just an ordinary woman, but a superhero. I
Huh.
realized that life has thrown so many challenges at you, but
Hmm.
still you are on your feet. And I know so many people out there who always complain that, one thing or the other is stopping them from achieving their dreams, but you never
Yes.
allow those things to slow you down. Can you please just throw more light on your life experiences? Because there's so many people out there who would resonate with it.
Yeah, I would say that, yeah, I've been through a lot, and I always believed that I had a purpose. And one of the things, like, it was years ago, my main passion is, of course, to help people to live in their purpose, on purpose, for their purpose. And that's what brought me to be a life coach. But then years ago, I was watching starving children in Ethiopia on TV. And all of a sudden, God impressed in my heart, you're going to have an orphanage and many children. And so in 2018, in the midst of my pain and trauma, health issues caused by stress, and the traumatic divorce that I went through after 35 years, um, I on on hands and knees I cried out to God, and this man of God, friend requested me in Uganda, and I looked over his profile and I saw the children there, and he had a lot of scripture verses on there, and so I thought, okay, I just felt a connection with him and the kids. And so then I mean, here I was, I had tinnitus, ringing in my ears so loud. I thought I was going to go crazy. I had vertigo. I thought I was going to have a stroke. I was like choking on my food. I was overweight.
Wow.
I was such a mess. And I knew that God had a purpose, and I had to get to that. And so well, anyway, so I kept praying, and um one of my Christian friends said that your tears touched the hem of Jesus's garment. And he started moving on these prayers, because what I found out was, every time, I didn't know what else to do at the time but pray with the caretaker. And every time he would start with, thank you, God, for the gift of life. And
Yes.
then I found out he was giving up food for the kids. And then I found out all he cared about was their education, and because he wanted them to have a hope and a future. And I was like, well, let's feed them first and then we'll educate them. You know what I mean? And I know, I
Right.
understand, I'm on that page.
Right.
So I started sending money out, and then God formed a local. He brought me out to Prescott, Arizona, and that's a whole nother story too, because he showed me, when he brought me out here, in 2003, he showed me a cross in the mountain and said, it all begins here. And that's where the ministry started. And then one of the ladies who's actually involved in Coach Talk Cafe, which is another thing that's part of the vision that God has brought me into, to
Right.
be able to help facilitate what he has, for not really for me, but in service to others. So getting back to that, so God just started majorly moving on people he hand selected, and is continually building a team of those that have compassion, the compassion of Christ, and who know that, in their hearts, they have it in their hearts that everyone deserves the same things: clean water, um, 3 meals a day, and it's all about helping them to be self-sustaining. So that was I didn't realize that years ago when he put that in my heart, and wells of tears came down, what I'd have to go through, and all the trauma and drama and and
Yeah.
pain, how that turned into passion, and now I'm living my purpose. So yeah, that's kind
Wow,
of
wow, wow. That's great. That's great. You turned your, you turned your pain into passion, and you discovered your purpose. That's awesome. There's so many people out there who would allow their pains to just knock them down. And my
and
communication mentor, Mr. Les Brown, would always say, when life knocks you down, try to fall on your back, because if you can look up, you can surely get up. And that was what you did. And I really do
and
admire your strength for that. Thank you
thank
so much
you.
for all you're doing. Thank you so much for even those that you have on the pipeline for the future.
Thank
Yeah.
thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. So you were able to go back to school despite
Mhm.
all the challenges. And I
Yeah,
believe you were you just got over a divorce, or rather, you just got a
I was
divorce.
I was going through it at the time. It was so,
Wow.
and I had those health issues. It was unbelievable, and I just said, I wanna live. I got people here that are counting on me, people I haven't even met, and I wanna
Right.
live before I die. That was my biggest thing. Like, I gotta live, I gotta do my purpose that God
Wow.
gave me when I took my first breath.
Wow. Wow. Well, I don't want to, delve into that part, too
Sure.
much. But anyway, thank you so much. Thank you for the
You're welcome.
strength. Thanks for encouraging others out there to know that irrespective of what their situations are, for as long
Mm,
as they can set goals, they can achieve those goals.
yes,
Yes.
that's right.
Yes. So, you talked about your mission in Uganda.
Uh-huh.
How is that doing for you? How is it going so far?
Well, I'll tell you, when the COVID hit, and we've had some people die recently that were major contributors. So,
Oh,
I mean, it's been good in ways, but in some ways there's been a lot of grief, on some levels, as far as just the people that have come, and they've been part of these children's stories. But we did get a chance to, we have a farming project going, and we have about 60 banana trees, and so
okay.
that's helpful. But what people don't realize is they're really living off the land, and
Oh,
they
okay.
have to make bricks, and you know what I mean? It's just, I mean, they're just so beautiful. God has really taught me his pure love. I mean, he's really taught me his pure love by serving this calling and this mission. And he's given me an opportunity through Coach Talk Cafe to be part of something greater than myself.
Right,
And,
right, right. That's great. So,
and I
yes,
wanted to share that too.
yes, we're going to talk about Coach Talk Cafe. I know
Okay.
you are one of the founders of Coach Talk
That's
Cafe.
right. I
Right.
was, yes,
Can you please
I was.
tell us what Coach Talk Cafe is all about?
Yes. Well, Coach Talk Cafe is a platform for entrepreneurs, teachers, people who just want to come and learn, earn, and grow. And I'll tell you, when I first came there, there was a lady that I had met about 4 years ago. I
Okay.
mean, it's just some of the most amazing believers in God, like the pillars of this, and the founder. I mean, she's just totally following God. And like, I've never really been impressed by people who have money. I've always been most impressed by their character and what
Right.
they're doing. with that, and how they're living in a place of connection and contribution and service to others. And that's what this whole thing is all about. And it's an opportunity that is open to whoever, is wants to give more and is in a place of, like, even with the COVID and the shifting and a lot of business going online, and that it's like you learn everything. Like, I was always following, like, Tony Robbins, studying under
Right.
him, and Brendan Bouchard and all these other people. And I learned so much, but it was like I got tired of going to all these different webinars, feeling overwhelmed, and this is an opportunity to help build, I really believe, God's kingdom, because this is a community where people really love each other, and they really want to help not only like, they want to help our businesses, you know what I mean? And then we have an opportunity to help other people come and grow their business and network. It's already in 40 to 60 different countries. It keeps growing like every month. So I
Right.
can't keep up with it, but it's just amazing. And the teachers, I mean, I'm in the class right now because I'm a life coach, but I wanted to expand my knowledge. And in that class, I mean, there is so much going on with just deep level personal development,
Right.
as well as the other, the overview on Thursday and on Friday, people are welcome to come as guests.
Right.
Um, but it's just, I mean, I'm on my hands and knees just crying out to God, going, oh my God, this resonates, I mean, because I just want to pour it out to others and help them to find themselves, and encourage them and help their dreams come true so they can help others too as well.
All right. That's true. That's what we are created to do. To
Mm-hmm.
to lead, to impact, and to
Yeah.
influence others. I like that. I
Yes,
like that.
amen.
Yes. And yeah, you talked about losing 150 pounds.
Yes.
I'm sure that everybody knows that it takes that's another different level of discipline to make that happen. Would you like to shed more light on that, please? How did you make that happen despite
Yes.
all your struggles?
Well, I'll tell you, it was a lot of mind shifts because I kept going up and down with the losing and gaining, losing and gaining. And that's when I sat down around the time in 2016. I went to college and I took nutrition, and I was like, you know what? I have to do some mind shifts, because every time I treated it like a diet, I was like, diets don't work. Lifestyle changes do. Let me go from that premise. So I started studying brain science and neuroplasticity, and I started reading Dr. Joe Dispenza's book, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. So I read that book and I started meditating. And I realized that 98%, well, people have you'll hear different percentages on that. But basically, who we were yesterday is who we are today,
Right.
until become the conscious choosers. And that's where we gain our superpower, is stepping in to and taking ownership and accountability, showing up for ourselves, showing up for God,
Yeah.
and then we can really fill our cups in a place of love, in a place of service, in a place of a connection and contribution. But having the love for yourself, the grace, being kind, taking one step at a time, one moment at a time, one bite at a time. I mean, and really forgiving yourself and allowing yourself to have those off days. But it was a combination of, you know, just realizing that I could actually imagine. I would visualize myself. I'd close my eyes and I'd visualize myself as that person in the future. And I would just say, okay, I know. And then I would do mirror work. I would look in the mirror and say, you're not your body. You are your love and your care. That's who you are. And then I'd say, you can do all things in Christ Jesus who strengthens you. And so every day I just, you know what I mean? did positive affirmations, and
Right.
I came up with my own program, and it worked really well. And then and then when I had those health issues, went through the divorce, then it brought me to here. But the great thing about it is that I do have the life experience, and that I can help people overcome their obstacles, their barriers, and just walk them through the whole process.
Wow, that's awesome. That's great. I was able to write down some major points that I
Mm,
believe would help those people who are currently listening to this program or watching the program via YouTube. So before I talk about those points, I want to remind everybody who's watching this program via YouTube or Facebook, or those who are listening to the program via podcast, to please remember to like and share this broadcast. Like and share this broadcast, because you might be saving the life of just that one person who has been waiting for a lifetime to hear this message. Thank you. So now you talked about certain things that helped you with, you know, getting rid or shedding off all those weight. You said the first thing, one major thing is having self-love.
mhm.
Yes,
That's right.
having love for yourself. And you talked
Yeah.
about, yeah, you talked about forgiving yourself. Is
Mhm.
anybody out there listening to me? Can you hear that? Learn to forgive yourself. Excuse me. You know, it is paramount. Forgive yourself. Then you talked
Yeah.
about taking things one step at a time.
Mhm.
And now that applies to everything in life. We
Yes.
must learn to take things one step at a time. Then you talked about having a vision. You had a vision of who you
Mhm.
want to be,
Yes.
because everything in life, every great thing in life started first of all as a vision, as an idea. So have
Mhm.
a vision of what you want. And you talked
Yeah.
about positive affirmations.
Yeah.
Positive affirmations
Mhm.
work a lot, they're paramount. So I
Yes.
encourage everybody who's watching to imbibe that culture, positive affirmations. And you also talked about you developing a program. Definitely,
Mhm.
not everyone would be able to develop a program. But if you
Mhm.
are unable to develop a program, then you should look out for accountability partners. What do
Mhm.
you think, Beth, about accountability partners? People who can
Yes.
hold you accountable to
Yeah.
your goals.
Yes. And that's why the one-on-one coaching is so good, because I take the person, where they're at,
Right,
and, customize it according to their needs. So
right.
that's the beauty. That's what I'm doing right now. That's what my main focus is on.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Yeah,
So you work with people to help them transition from where they are to where they want to be.
that's right.
Okay, can you tell us about your niche client, your niche market?
Well, I've been helping menopausal women since like
Okay,
2017. And, because basically we're in a transition time, and there's a lot of things that just happens to us. So basically, it's just like I said, it's the same type of thing, what I already explained, just eating foods to nourish your body and loving yourself through those shifts. Your body changes. And then, finding good products. I'm still doing some good research on that and trying different products. The
okay,
hair thins out, for men and women. And then
right.
I worked on some recipes, and I'm also doing some research on some really good supplements as well.
Okay, okay, that's great. So I see you have so many projects ongoing.
Mhm.
Right.
Yes.
That's what life is all about. We
Yes.
we 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 were all conceived in the womb and will one day end up in the tomb. But what matters is how we have spent our lives, how we have lived our lives
That's
in
right.
between. That's what matters. And I see you are doing everything possible to
Yes.
impact. You're doing everything possible to help people live a better life. I thank you so much for that.
You're
Now, this will
welcome.
take me to my next one. I always like to
Mhm.
ask people for advice. Although I know you are not a therapist, and the COVID-19 has really impacted so many people,
Yes.
it has impacted the world
Yes.
negatively and positively. But
Yes.
I want to ask you, what's your advice for those people who have been impacted negatively by the COVID-19? You know, some people have lost their jobs, some
Hmm.
have lost loved ones. I know you are not a therapist, so I'm doing a full disclosure
Yeah.
here. So, for those who are
Yeah.
listening, she's not a therapist. If you need therapy, you need to seek the help of a therapist. She's just giving her own
Yes.
candid advice. So, what's your advice for
Yes.
those who have been impacted negatively?
Well, I mean, you know, it is sad that people did pass away. I had a friend, a close
Oh,
friend, whose husband did, and
oh,
a lot of
so
people,
sorry.
not a lot of people, but at least people that I knew and knew of, had underlying health issues.
Right.
And I mean, for me, even a lady who was, part of the ministry died last week, and she was around my age. I'm
Whoa.
53, you
Whoa.
know, and so, and yeah, she was giving $75 a month for three of the kids. And
Uh-huh.
so, it's just,
I'm so
death.
sorry about that.
Thank you. And death is part of life. I mean, it's just it's sad, it hurts, but I mean, just trusting in that which is greater than ourselves. Some people say higher power.
Right.
Um, we believe that, he's God Almighty, he's our Father. However a person, makes that connection, just know that he has the very best plan, and that no matter what it seems like, I mean, we can't just blame COVID. We can't blame. We have to take those times to introspect inside ourselves and say, you know what can I do differently now? It's time to make a change. How can I show up for myself? Because life is a gift. And I think it's in those times how it has impacted me. And even with this recent loss of this lady who we were very close to. I mean, we're a tight family in the Lord I mean, when you save human lives, there's a bond, there's a love bond there
Right.
it's the deep heart and mind of Christ and who he is. And just to, let go, and allow God to have his way. Allow him to write the story. He's a good God. And he has the perfect plan. So I think that sometimes, people they don't understand that, but I mean, we can't. It's bigger than us. But then again, we got to get back to who are we? Why are we here? And what do we have? And let's be thankful and take each moment as it comes and show up for ourselves and show up for other people. Like I've heard you say, just a smile can save a life. we
Right.
don't we don't realize how important just one life, just our lives are. And we all have a special, we're all so unique. We're like a snowflake or a sunset. Nobody else has the same fingerprints. So we each, I mean, my thing is I want to leave a legacy. That's why I'm part of Coach Talk Cafe, is because I have an opportunity to leave a legacy. That it's not about me. It's really not. It's about who I'm serving, and not only that, how I'm serving that. You could have a waitress at a restaurant that serves something in love, or you
Right.
could have a waitress that just kind of throws your food on the table,
Yeah,
and then you ask for another
that
drink.
pukes, yeah, that puked in
Yeah,
your
you're
soup
like,
and bring it to you.
yeah, and you're like, you need another drink of like water or whatever it is. I mean, for me, it's water, and she's like, well, what do you want? Type thing. So, I mean, it does matter that we have that connection, and it does start from ourselves and knowing that we matter.
Right.
We make a difference individually and collectively. We can change the world. I mean,
Yeah.
we can make it a better place. one
Right.
person at a time, one bite at a time, one whatever, one thought. I mean, we're one thought towards our dream. And
Right.
this is a dream come true for me too as well, that God knew and I didn't even know was going to happen. So I'm really thanking him right now.
That's great. That's great. Thank you so much for those powerful words of encouragement. I always tell people, you know, I know it's not easy, especially
Hmm.
when one loses a loved one. It's
Yes.
not easy. But just like what you said, God has a perfect plan.
Yeah.
Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
Everything that happens in your life is part of the plan, it's part of
Yeah.
the process.
Yeah.
That's why you must spend time doing what you were created for.
Amen.
Every human being was created on purpose, with a purpose, for a purpose. Am I right, Beth?
That's right. That is so absolutely right. And, I don't want to be the person that's like old and being in regret. And I did hear you say that in your video. I was so blessed the other day. I was sitting down. I'm going to go listen to it again after this. And I was like, I don't want to be, that's been my heart's cry when I went through all that. And I said, God, you got to take all the pain, make it worth something. Because what the
Right,
devil intended for evil, God, you got to use it for, to help heal the world. You
right.
got the whole world in your hands. And so it's just so important that even in the small things that we matter and do it in love. You got to do it anyway. I mean, you
Yeah,
might as well just do it in love, make it have some value because it does matter
it
how we
does
touch
matter.
other people's lives. It does, whether it's in love or not in love, we should be healing people, not hurting people.
Right.
Everybody hurting people hurt people, but then it gets to the point where it's like, no, okay, that's got to stop, and just owning up to it and saying, okay, how can I use this for good? How can I help someone? How can I encourage someone? And they're going to believe people that have walked the walk and are talking the talk. So
Right.
I do my best to be the same person as you see me now, as I am in church, as I am everywhere else. I just try to be the same.
That's
And we
great.
all
Thank
fall,
you. Yes.
yeah, we
Thank
all
you.
fall short of the glory, but I mean, God has that grace, but that doesn't give us an excuse to be certain ways. We have to keep, my thing is I'm going to be a better version of myself from 5 minutes ago. So that's my competition, is self competition.
Right. Absolutely. That's great. Thank you so much for those powerful words. For those who are listening to this program via podcast and those watching via Facebook and YouTube, please remember we're not asking you to give us money. All we're asking you to do is to contribute your own part by sharing this broadcast. If it doesn't resonate with you today, it will resonate with someone else you know. Share this broadcast because you might be saving the life of just that one person who has been waiting for a lifetime to hear this message. Suicide is not anybody's portion, but messages like this do give hope. And I want you to know just by sharing it, you've contributed your own part to the world, to humanity. That's what we were created to do, to impact, to put a smile on people's faces, to help people.
Yes.
And I really know that the universe and God will definitely bless you abundantly as you share this broadcast. So, Beth, thank you so much. I know my
Thank you.
audience, my listeners, my viewers have learned so much from you today. They've,
Thank you.
they've benefited from your courage, from your tenacity, and it will help a lot of people transition from where they are to where they want to be. So I thank you so much for all the great things you're doing. And I know we're going to see in June, right? You will attend the
Yes,
Main Seed Mastermind Summit.
absolutely. Wouldn't miss that coming to Georgia.
Right, please. I
And
look forward to seeing you.
Okay, and me too. And then also, if anyone wants to know more about Coach Talk Cafe or be a guest and find out how to strategize your business, you can actually, promote your business, brand your
Right.
business. I mean, just everything under the sun, personal development to teach, learn, earn, and grow. And also, there's a retirement plan in there, which is super cool.
Oh, that's
Um,
awesome.
so yeah, so definitely come on Thursday. There's an overview, and Friday, just get direct message me, just get a hold of me, Beth Ann Edwards, and you'll see founding partner, and also you'll see the ministry found. I'm a founder also for that, Raising Hope
Oh,
and Mending Hearts Orphanage and Ministry.
great, great. So, how can people reach out to you? On what platforms are
I'm
you
just
currently active?
Right now, I'm just on Facebook,
Okay.
and I am on Instagram, but basically right now I'm just using Facebook and my Messenger. I'm on WhatsApp too. Um, I mean, I do use Instagram. I know a lot of people use that. I'm just getting into the attraction marketing, learning all about that. So I could tell you're very skilled with that because you were so good. You were so quick. You're like, okay, it's on Instagram. Okay, it's over here. I'm like, wow,
Right,
I still
right,
got
right,
some things to learn there, but that's why I'm in Coach Talk Cafe because I don't know everything, and so
right,
I'm just learning about how to promote myself as well
right.
there.
Yes, I have dropped her Facebook link on the comment section. So for
Okay,
those of
thank you.
you, yes, those of you who would like to reach out to Beth, you can just click on the link I dropped on the comment section, and you can also search for her using her full names as currently being displayed on the screen.
Yeah.
Beth, Beth, Ann is the middle name, Ann Edwards. So you can find her on Facebook. She's active on Facebook. And, she has been through a lot. She has been through divorce. She has been through different challenges that life have thrown at her. And it still didn't stop her. So I know there's someone out there who's also going through the same situation or challenge. This is the time for everybody to seek help when help is needed. That's why we,
Yes.
we, we bring programs like this. This is a way for us to give back to the society. My mentor, Les Brown, would say, the world is transitioning. We are moving away from brick and mortar to click and order. So right now
Yes.
on the internet, you can click and order anything. You can click and network with anybody you want to. Networking is key. So Beth will be able to walk you through the process. She has she developed a system that would help you move from where you are to where you want to be. So reach out to
Yes.
her. And Beth, let's hear a 1 minute, just your last 1 minute on the program right now for people to encourage them.
Okay, well, one thing I wanted to encourage people who are a Christian going through divorce. I mean, that is so challenging because I was married for 35 years,
Wow.
and I really, you know, I mean, we were unequally yoked, and that's kind of what happened, the shortened version of it. But there's a lot of guilt, shame, and blame that a woman goes through with that. And sometimes when it's everybody has a calling, to a purpose that God, needs them to do for Him, for
Right.
the kingdom,
Right.
to bless others, and like with that situation, um, I wasn't getting that support. I felt like he was saying no and God was saying yes, and then you know what I mean? And then it was time for Beth to go, as I say. But
Right.
I did forgive him, and there's different stages. And like right now, I mean, I just love him as my family forever, and I totally forgive him. And like, I know I made mistakes too, and I took ownership of those, and I
Right.
grew. So what the
Right.
devil intended for evil, God has used it for good. And I really want to help women to get, especially because like for me it's kind of, after 35 years I'm reinventing myself too,
Right.
and I miss family, I miss all that. And but I know that God has the, because I am the Proverbs 31 woman of God, that He does have that Ephesians 5 man of God. So this was all part of His plan. And sometimes you know, we go through seasons and we go through cycles, and when we repeat things over and over, when we expect the same result, when we don't rewire our brain, when we don't meditate, when we don't take the things and the moments, just one moment at a time, if that's all you can do when you feel overwhelmed, you know, and just and pray, you know, try something different, do something different, show up as, you know, break the habit of being yourself, like
Right.
Dr. Joe Dispenza, you know, wrote. And it's so true, because we don't know who we are until we go through those things, till we grow through those things, till we let go and allow God to have His way, and know that we serve a good God, and that He takes those things, and he turns it into good if we just trust him. We trust the process, we own up, and we become better. We forgive ourselves, and if we can't find that forgiveness, we go to God and we accept it on faith, and
Thank you.
and and we just become new, and then we can really show up, and for the rest of the world too, as well, like what we're supposed to do, to love
Right.
others.
Right. Thank you so much for that powerful one again.
Mhm.
Wow. Life.
Yes.
Life.
Thank you.
Well, it is what it is. And for those who are still listening to the program, please reach out to Beth. She could be your accountability partner. She could
Yes.
be your coach.
Yes.
If you're going through tough times, reach out to her. She's a coach, not a therapist. She's not a
Mhm.
counselor. So you should understand the difference between all that before reaching out to her. I love to
Yeah.
give the full disclosure so you would know what you want to get involved with. Right? So
Yes.
thank you so much, Beth. And
You,
I
John.
want to
What a
round up with
blessing.
this. Yeah, thank you. I want to
What an
round up
honor.
with this. Yeah, I want to round up with this. Now,
Thank
everything we do in life, just like what the law of cause and effect says, there is a reaction for every action. So, which means
you.
every
Mhm.
action has a reaction. All right. So, when you understand that everything you do in life has a reaction, both negative or positive. So, it is up to
Mhm.
you to choose
Yes.
the positive one.
Mhm. That's
Be
right.
that person who would make a difference. Be
Yes.
that person who would leave a positive legacy.
Yes.
Legacy to me is not necessarily or only what you leave behind for people like properties, money. That's not the
Mhm.
only thing called legacy. The best part of legacy is that which you leave behind inside of people, in
Yes.
people. Not necessarily what you leave behind for people, but what you leave behind in people. So I want you to know that today is the first day of the rest of your life. The choice to make a positive impact is all yours. And
Yes.
we know that you have decided today to make that positive impact in your community, in your family,
Yes.
and in the world at large. So thank you so much, Beth. I look forward to seeing you in June. It's going to be a wonderful event.
I know. I
Yeah,
can't wait to meet you. Oh my God. Feel
likewise.
so blessed you're from Africa too. Like my heart is in Africa. That's
Yeah,
me. There's my heart.
I know. So keep
And
up
with
the good
God's
work.
people.
Yeah, keep up the good work. Keep shining your light. I said
Mhm.
there are two ways you can shine your light. You can either be the candle, the light, or you can be the
Uh-huh.
mirror that reflects the light. But either ways,
Yeah.
keep shining your light. Thank you for all you do for
Yes.
the
Thank
people of
you.
Uganda.
Thank you. God bless you. You're such a blessing. Thank you.
You're welcome. So we have some few comments I want to read out to you, and
Okay.
so you can see from Elk. From Elk, yeah, he said. So important and heart touching. Thank you so much, Elk. I don't know what part of the world you are writing from, but this name looks like a Swedish, Danish
Oh,
name. I don't know. But anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to the program. And we have some other beautiful comments there. But anyway, thank you all the same. And I want everybody
yes,
to have a wonderful day. God bless you
yes.
all. Yeah.
Good.